Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Middle East Insights. Today, we have the honor of speaking with Mr. Matt Ross, Senior Vice President of Global Sales at Qatar Airways. Thank you for joining us, Matt.
Thank you, Anju, and thank you for the opportunity. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Let's start by getting to know a bit more about Matt. Matt has been with Qatar Airways since January 2020, serving as the Senior Vice President of Global Sales. Matt and his team are responsible for overseeing the airline's corporate sales efforts, which include MICE travel solutions, leisure travel offerings, ancillary product development, and include MICE travel distribution. With over 20 years of experience in international commercial aviation, Matt had the privilege of working with esteemed airlines such as Singapore Airlines and Emirates Airlines, gaining valuable insights into the industry along the way. Welcome, Matt. And without further ado, let's dive into our conversation. Qatar Airways is renowned for its exceptional service and commitment to passenger experience. When was Qatar Airways established and how has its journey unfolded since its inception, shaping its growing and prominence in the global aviation industry?
Well, thank you, Andrew. And again, it's a pleasure to be here, and it's a pleasure to tell a little bit about the Qatar Airways story. So Qatar Airways was founded in 1997, established then, and established with, can I say, a very bold mission. We wanted
Please
to be
feel free. Sure.
so we wanted to be the best airline in the world. That's probably the best way of putting it. We always had a focus on quality. And right from those early days, with just a handful of destinations and a couple of aircraft, we had a vision to be a large global connecting airline. And, if I fast forward straight to 2024, that sees us today operating 170 destinations within our own network, a fleet of over 200 aircraft, a subsidiary business focusing on executive jets and charters. And if you expand our network through the partners that we work with, we get close to 2,000 destinations that we can offer to travelers.
That's really awesome statistics, Matt. And it's fascinating and worth noting that Qatar Airways' journey has been characterized by a commitment to excellence and a dedication to exceeding passenger expectations. Moving forward, when did Qatar Airways recognize the importance of establishing QMICE and investing in business events? And, what factors drove this strategic decision?
Well, I'm not sure I can pinpoint the exact moment we chose to offer a QMICE program or establish our QMICE program. I can tell you it was before my time. So I've been here for 4 years now, which goes to show you that it's been a strategic focus of the company for some years. Of course, we have continued to evolve that program. We do that in line with, the national development goals of Qatar. So under Qatar's vision for 2030, there's a target to increase tourism to the country. And within the tourism target, there's a focus on business events contributing, I think, more than 20% to that tourism. So for us as an airline and being the national carrier, it's also a very important part of what we focus on commercially, how we deliver operationally, and how we work with stakeholders across the ecosystem. So whether that means event organizers, whether that means locations here, and by the way, we have some fantastic locations here in Qatar with DECC, our convention center, and QNCC, our other convention center. So we have a lot to offer, and I guess I would like to be able to say it's been there from day one. I can't say whether it was there already on day one, but it's certainly our focus now.
Yes, I remember traveling to Qatar and in 2019, and QMICE already existed, and we had a big discussion with Qatar Airways to expand and to exponentially, do some kind of marketing for QMICE because they were really doing amazing work under this banner. And thank you for shedding light on a little bit of the history that you have and on the strategic underpinning of Qatar Airways investment in QMICE. It's evident. Building upon this, I'm curious for you to share with us more about how Qatar Airways has benefited from its focus on the business event sector, and particularly through the initiatives such as QMICE, and elaborate a little bit of a tangible impact this investment has had on the airline's operation and brand reputation.
Well, if you'll permit me, Anju, I'd like to start by talking something other than MICE and then come back to how it reflects on QMICE. So part of the spirit of Qatar Airways over that long time, focus on quality and growth. But part of the spirit and part of the psyche of the company, I would say, is a lot of determination and a lot of resilience. And Qatar Airways, like every airline, has faced a number of challenges. But what was interesting to me in my first year, being the pandemic year, was seeing how the company and seeing how the country responded to the pandemic. So I can assure you we had an absolute determination to keep flying. We had a resilience in serving the nation and enabling those people who really did need to travel, whether to or from Qatar or through Qatar, to continue doing so at a time when many other airlines stopped flying. And what I particularly took away from that time was that an emphasis on being a reliable business partner was very important to how you operate and how you grow your reputation in the industry. And the reason I'm focusing on this is I'm conscious it was also a time when many face-to-face meetings stopped. Like, I know today we're talking in a webinar format.
Yes.
I think the last time we met was in person around IMEX in Frankfurt last year.
Yes.
So we've seen the MICE industry recovering and face-to-face meetings coming back. And all the research I've led talks to the rising importance of meeting face-to-face, that there is a place for the kind of conversation we're having today, but there's also importantly a role in face-to-face meetings. And I think those core characteristics we learned during the pandemic about maintaining quality and providing reliability show us to be the kind of business partner that can work with events. And, you know, I'm not sure who is exactly going to be in the audience watching this interview. I know many will be organizing smaller events or mid-scale events. I think the ultimate test of Qatar and Qatar Airways was actually hosting the FIFA World Cup in 2022. Probably the largest event on the planet when it comes to the number of people who travel in and out. So I think we built the capability very much over many years, and we kept the focus over those years. And one of the results is being able to deliver an event such as FIFA World Cup at a massive scale. And we've seen how that journey is reflected in the way we work with business partners. So I think we're a little more on the radar now, particularly for those events that have a higher degree of complexity or precision around the logistics. And I think for all of us at Qatar Airways, it was probably the ultimate honor to receive 2 awards recently, earlier this month, in the World MICE Awards. So we were humbled and honored to be named the world's best MICE airline for 2023, as well as the Middle East best MICE airline for 2023. So I think the ultimate proof of how it's impacted on our business is how our industry partners, how our peers, how our business partners, probably even how some of our competitors have responded and recognized the role we are playing. And that's very pleasing for me as the leader of the team, rather than the person doing all the bits of work in the team, to see what a strong team we have and how well we've done.
Thank you, Matt. And I think you rightly touched, I mean, on FIFA event when it was delivered, it was history created for not just for Qatar, but for the entire Middle East. So congratulations for delivering such an awesome and seamlessly perfect event.
Thank you.
Just to shift the gears a little bit, I mean, we've spoken enough about the QMICE or the business events. Qatar Airways is also renowned for its commitment to sustainability. And we would be keen to learn more about the sustainability initiatives undertaken by the airline, both within its operation and its collaboration with the MICE industry, which is supposedly to, have a massive carbon footprints due to our events that we have globally. And specifically, how has Qatar Airways worked to mitigate its environmental impact and promote environmentally friendly travel practices, aligning with its vision for a greener future?
Well, thank you, Andrea. Look, it's a great question, and it's probably the key topic that comes up, I'm going to say, in every discussion we have with an event organizer, whether or not it's part of a formal RFP process or a bilateral discussion. Probably, if I compare meetings and events pre-pandemic with meetings and events now, this would be the number one consideration that has changed and risen in prominence over that time. So it's on everybody's mind. How can we deliver more sustainably big events when necessarily they involve a lot of travel and logistics? So let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing on Qatar Airways side. So from our side and working with our alliance, the alliance, we're a member of One World, we've made a commitment towards sustainable aviation fuel. And so we have a purchasing program to bring on board SAF, and we've got a commitment to deliver 10% of our fuel consumption being in the form of SAF by 2030. Now, this is one of those goals that will be incremental because we have to work with industry stakeholders to ensure we can develop and deliver at scale. More immediately, we offer a voluntary carbon offset program. We include this every time we're responding to a MICE RFP. Voluntary carbon offsets would allow an event organizer or an individual traveller themselves or a corporation attending an event to offset their carbon emissions through a range of programs that we offer that are certified and accredited. So we're taking steps. We're aware of the challenge. It is a journey. It's a journey that we need to hold hands with everybody in the industry and work together towards a common goal. And we're firmly committed to doing so.
Thank you, Matt. And these are really valuable insights towards Qatar Airways' sustainability efforts and also its commitment to promoting the best environmentally friendly travel practices. It's commendable. So on a related note, Qatar Airways has also built a reputation for consistently exceeding passenger expectations. Could you probably give us a little bit more of insight or elaborate on some of the innovative approaches the airline has taken in this regard, illustrating us the commitment to excellence in customer service?
Well, this one goes right back to our very foundation back in the 90s. So with that goal to be the best airline in the world and with the relentless focus on quality, that necessarily implies being at the forefront and delivering improved customer experience. And it's one of those goals that wherever is the starting point, there's never going to be an ending point. So one of the core things we do is we maintain a very young and a very modern fleet. And we always have done, and we're always on the order books to bring in new aircraft types. And that keeps us at the forefront of the technological developments that are possible with our aircraft. For the customer experience, we have an award-winning business class. In fact, in the Skytrax Awards, I think we've won 10 times, most recently in 2023, to have the world's best business class. This is a proprietary product, so you can only get it on Qatar Airways. It's called our Q Suite. I think the tagline when we launched was first in business because it's more like a first class kind of concept, but it's in the business class cabin, suites with closing doors, and ability to configure not just as a solo traveler, but maybe as a couple or as a family into a group of four. And this is the kind of thing we do. I can't say much, but our group CEO has teased the world and said we're shortly to be launching an enhanced version of it. And we're taking the same thinking toward our first class cabin. So there's a lot at the pointy end of the plane. There's a lot of really, really good stuff that we do, that we always have done and that we always will do. It's equally important in economy class. There we continue to innovate. We focus very much on the customer experience. And I'd like to talk about two other things briefly, if I may.
Yes.
So the first one is that one of the benefits of flying Qatar Airways is flying through Hamad International Airport in Doha. So that's whether your event may be here in Doha or whether you're transiting through Doha, but you get the Qatar Airways experience and you get the Hamad Airport experience. So Hamad International Airport, our home, our hub, and probably, can I say, our closest partner on the ground.
Yes.
Really is an amazing experience. It's been repeatedly voted best airport in the world, again in Skytrax, sharing the honours with, in recent years, in a little bit of a head-to-head battle with Singapore's Changi International Airport. So maybe some of your viewers might be more familiar with Changi and East Asia. We like to think Doha is better. I started my career with one, I've moved my career to the other, and I'd encourage anybody who's familiar with the first to try following me in that regard. And Hamad Airport really is an amazing experience and always innovating. The most recent one is opening of a green area called The Orchard.
Mm-hmm.
Massive oasis of greenery and water, absolutely beautiful and available to everyone in transit or anyone going to or through the airport. Very calm. For a large airport, because we are a large airport, we offer a very calm customer experience. So it's a very reassuring, very well polished and very well delivered experience for all travellers through the airport. The last topic I'll bring up, and it's a very fresh one. We're very much about the human touch at Qatar Airways, and we're also about digitally empowering to provide better service. And we like to think we've blended those two angles into a brand new offering. So her name is Sama. She's the world's first AI-powered digital virtual assistant cabin crew who can help customers understand the experience before they try the experience.
Wow.
So she's learning fast. She can guide you on all manner of questions that you might have about your travel and provide you with some insight into how we deliver at Qatar Airways. And then you get to enjoy them on board with our cabin crew in flight.
So is this launched or is it going to be launched?
No,
Where
we
is Sama
launched
going to be there?
Earlier this month, ITB Berlin, so one of the world's
Oh.
largest travel programs. She's available digitally 24/7. The staff have had a lot of fun trying to test her and trying to trick her into, what is the baggage allowance.
Trying to confuse her.
If you are playing golf and traveling with your infant, all of these kind of things. And I tell you what, she's passing with flying colors.
Awesome. I'm waiting to experience that as well. I have experience. I've been honored to travel on Qatar Airways, so I can vouch for all that you're just mentioning. But I will meet Sama soon.
Yeah,
And
please.
thank you for highlighting the exceeding passenger expectations that you dedicatedly do. In order for us to go forward, could you share some insights into the ongoing efforts for future strategies of the airline in this regard? As I know you've covered a few, and what kind of improvement or how do you strategize continuously keeping the service standards at number one?
Well, I can't answer specifically about your question, Anju. That one is a little above my pay grade. That one, our group chief executive engineer, Badr Al-Mir, is the key spokesperson deciding on what we reveal and when we reveal. So I won't talk about what exactly is coming, but let me talk about the philosophy that underpins it. So we have a relentless focus on quality and innovation, but we're conscious that to deliver that effectively, to deliver particularly on board, also on the ground. It's about many interactions between our people as employees and the customers, the travellers that they are serving. So we have ongoing investment in customer experience training, or in customer excellence training, if I can call it that. We have programs designed for, say, our cabin crew and our ground staff. And I think that's probably the secret sauce, because over time, you can copy most things or compete on most dimensions with another airline. Like the planes, they fly about the same speed, so you won't fly faster.
Mm-hmm.
The comfort on board, we have some proprietary products like Q Suite, but there is a market for what we call the cabin hardware. But the thing that you'll never quite be able to replicate and beat is the company's organization and culture, the people, the brand. And so in our case, a heavy focus on training and experience and innovation, and bringing our people with us on that journey so that we deliver effectively to customers. That's really what underpins those other investments in product development.
Great. I mean, I'm conscious of the time, but one quick highlight, if you could do for the business travelers, basically, how do you tailor your service towards, Qatar Airways offering seamless and productive experience for this demographic of business travelers? I mean, what kind, when they're attending conference or conventions, are there a specific tailored services that you would do against the other FIT travelers, or, because we are talking about business travelers who are the repeat business constantly, and they are the biggest ones who cater to our destination on a regular basis. So,
well, this really is the heart of our QMICE program, Andrew. So within QMICE, we have a framework that we can operate within. It reflects in part commercial. So yes, there are offerings available, and that we will negotiate bilaterally with event organisers around what's important to them. And, maybe for some it's more about price point, for others it's more about flexibility and scope, right? So we have a framework that we operate in there commercially. I think beyond that, we have an ease of doing business, both for the organizer, but also maybe for a travel fulfillment partner, or if they wish to deliver digitally, we provide the same nice offering to their audience through our own website. So that's also a key element. I think for the individual traveller, we have a loyalty program called Privilege Club. It has a very powerful currency because we use Avios, which is also used by British Airways, Iberia, and most recently Finnair. So that's got a lot of, in the terms of loyalty, it's got a lot of ability to use seamlessly with other programs, got a lot of spending power, maybe is the way to put it. And lastly, for the companies, maybe whether they're a company attending with, a number of staff, or whether they're a company organising their own event, we have a program called Beyond Business. And so Beyond Business has a level of benefits that apply for the corporation. Now, the last bit, and I won't say too much because it really is, again, the special ingredient in the secret sauce. With MICE, you can have a lot of fun. So whether that might be, say, a large-scale destination wedding and customizing so that all the guests on board receive something that reflects the bride and groom. This is the kind of stuff that our team love to do. Now, it is always a balance. So we need to work out how much can we do special for one group of customers traveling on a flight versus how much that might impact the experience of others. So there's always a balance. But when we're talking about large groups of people moving together, we like to work closely with them around things that might be important. That might be customized catering. I will give you one secret. We're associated with a number of football teams and sporting events. Often when we carry the teams, they have very elaborate dietary requirements so that between leaving the training camp and reaching the destination for the match, they stay match fit even while in flight. So we can do a lot of high touch precision things, and it makes it a lot of fun because,
Right.
it's no longer just about a booking class and a ticket and a schedule and a ticketing time limit and a
It's beyond
check-in
that.
time.
Correct.
It's beyond that, right?
Yeah.
And we make the traveling experience part of the event experience. And I think we do that really well.
Yeah, and I must add to all of these efforts, your collaboration with ICA as the airline partner, which is also giving a benefit to all the business travelers coming for association meetings globally. And it's not just limited to the region. And we are trying to find ways of giving, the experience that they could have with the Qatar Airways, especially that you give discounts to all the business travelers. So I think that's a very good initiative and a constant effort to cater to all the business travelers. And that comes to an end of our conversation today. Thank you for all the information that you shared, the great insights that you have shared. I'm waiting to meet Sama. And it's been a pleasure to speaking with you, Matt.
Lovely seeing you again, Andrew, and I hope to see you in person
I will
sometime very
soon
soon in future.
in your busy schedule. Yes, I will.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Have a good day.